I'm saying it matters because if you advocate for a feminist society, you're actually, I would argue that rights themselves, feminism is actually sexist, ironically, because feminism, assuming rights, assumes there's a body of men who are going to defend those rights. They don't have the obligation to do that.
Of course people have an obligation to defend those.
Under feminism, why?
Why?
Yeah.
I just think in general, everyone should have an obligation to defend those.
Who cares what you think?
Sure. If you don't have any sort of empathy or care for anyone else other than yourself.
Empathy isn't it, dude. I've seen a video you did. Empathy is an involuntary signal that is perhaps what someone else is experiencing. That doesn't tell you what you ought to do. You're in a debate now arguing feminism is good for society. I bring in what's necessary to keep the good in society and highlight force. I ask you point blank under your feminist view, do men have the obligation morally, ethically, to uphold law that provides the playground you call feminism, feminist freedom?
They're men. Society in general has an obligation, I guess, to maintain itself. Okay. But it doesn't follow from that every man has an obligation to uphold society.
I didn't say every man.
Well, then this doesn't have any bearing.
It does It does have bearing because we're talking about a collective, right? We're choosing the people who already exist right now.
Let's choose the stronger men.
There's a bunch of strong men right now.
Let's choose the men that can actually enforce their will.
There's a bunch of men right now who are really strong.
Yes.
They're in uniforms.
Yes.
Yep. They have to be trained. They're in uniforms.
Sure.
Cops, probably too unhealthy for my taste. But let's just say they're all fit.
Okay.
They're in a position where they come in and there's a man or a woman being assaulted by someone.
Okay.
Under your system of feminism, because it has to be from a feminist view, why does the collective of mostly men who are the enforcement arm, why do they have an obligation to defend anybody?